Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're kickstarting a new and unexpected project. We are replacing our fireplace. A few weeks ago, when we were using it, I think for the third time, we heard a really loud noise, like a large crack. First we thought the glass had broken, but it turned out the top part cracked. So there's like a crack this big on top here. I'll see if I can insert a photo. And when we were using it, at first we couldn't tell what was wrong, but when we looked at it from the top, we could kind of see the fire glowing through the top, which is not supposed to be doing that. Luckily, we don't rely on this for heating. We have two other heating systems in the house. This is more for like cozy vibes. So we're totally fine in terms of heat, but we do want to fix this pretty soon because, you know, Christmas is coming and this is the time to use the fireplace, right? So we've ordered a new fireplace. We were intending to replace this at some point, like in the upcoming few years, because we knew we wanted something that had a bit more glass where you could see more of the fire, but it was very unexpected that it will happen now. I am gonna see if I can install it myself because honestly the installation for it seems pretty easy. There's just going to be a replacement cylindrical piece that goes into the new fireplace, and it will be inspected, so safety codes will be followed, of course, but we shall see how easy that is. I will also make some like changes to kind of the area around here, just like DIY ones. I'm going to paint the floor tiles a little bit, and also see if I can do something about this mortar, because I don't love how this brick wall looks with this gray mortar, so I'm going to see if I can lighten that up. But you'll see more of that in this video, hopefully, if it all goes well. Wish us luck. Just a little bit of a look of what it currently looks like. So we have the brown tile at the bottom with the gold edges. We have the brass plate at the back with the old chimney hole, and then the brickwork. We also have this old copper pipe that is no longer in use. It's just kind of sitting there. It's delivery day for the new fireplace, and we've started to remove the old one. We've picked it apart as much as we can to make it easier to move, but it's still very heavy, so it's currently sitting in our hallway. She's here. She just arrived. The truck that delivered her was huge and could hardly turn around on our property, but he managed, and she's here. Hopefully she's in pieces, because otherwise we're gonna struggle to get her upstairs. So when I removed the plate that was on here, I realized there was a big ass hole into the chimney. They had bricked it shut, but through the flange that was in here, so it's literally removable. What they should have done is brick this shut fully, But I don't know why they did what they did. It's just very weird to me. But I've decided I'm gonna brick it shut because I don't want to keep the back plate, because honestly we don't need it, because this is brick. This is fine and fireproof. So I think it'll look nicer without it. So I bought some bricks. It's not the same color, I'm realizing. I thought it was gonna be, but I'm realizing now that it's not. I have a few options. One is to kind of remove what's already here and kind of make it look seamless, I guess. The other option is to kind of just put mortar in here and put like a brick in place. I need to discuss with Marcus what he thinks. I was gonna make it look seamless, but because this is not the same color, I feel like that's gonna be probably very hard. So it might be better to just keep the hole as small as possible. It's gonna be behind the fireplace anyway. Just looking at it, I feel like maybe what I'll do is remove this top part here, because this is kind of broken off anyway. So you can see they've actually done it here, which might not be ideal, but if I remove this top part, I could do two pieces like that on top of each other and just kind of fill this in with mortar. And that way you kind of follow the pattern of the lines, but yeah, there's no way it's not going to be visible, but I think it'll be okay. And then I have to deal with all these holes, but one thing at a time, okay? I bought a chisel, my first one. So cool. I should prefix this with saying the obvious that I've never done anything like this before. Essentially everything I show on the channel is me doing it for the first time after watching YouTube videos of other people doing it. So if I'm doing it wrong, that's why. There we go. I think that's okay. There we go. I think that's okay, because now I have like a kind of a piece that I can put in here. It'll be small, but that's okay. I bought 6 bricks. They're the same size as the bricks in the fireplace. Clearly not the same color, but that's okay. I bought 6 because I wasn't sure how much I was going to remove, and also I wanted to give myself a possibility of maybe failing a few times with doing this. But I think my goal now is to see if I can split this in half somehow. There we go. Time to get some supplies and mix the mortar, which I've also never done. Before I start putting in the brick, I want to remove this pipe. I'm going to be using an angle grinder to do this. I just tried it upstairs and it was really smooth and went really quickly, and I've never used one before, so that was the first time, which was a little scary, but it went well. So I'm going to start down here and then do the top part. So this goes through the whole building. And I just cut the upstairs, and this was the piece that was left between the floor. And here we have this piece, and then there's one in the basement. Ooh, now we have a hole in the ceiling. Okay, that's cool. This is much quicker than I expected. It's probably too much. Here. Okay. Just slot it in there. There was already a fix here before, right? And it was visible in that metal sheet that was behind it. So it wasn't really hidden. I feel like while this isn't perfect, it's gonna be less visible than what was there before. Cool. Now I need to dispose of the leftover mortar. I did not look up how to best do this, but I think I'll just have to build a little rock outside and let it sit and then use it for something, I guess. Okay. So here I started working on tinting the mortar on the chimney. I ended up doing a time lapse when working on this one front side. I was using masking tape to divide the lines, and mixing mortar and white wall paint gave me the gritty texture that I wanted, resulting in a more traditional brickwork with a little more age to it. I still need to finish the two sides of the chimney that aren't visible from the sofa, but I'm pretty happy with the results. And here you can kind of see the look come together. Good evening. It's Monday night. I finished the fireplace on two sides of the weekend, but I didn't get further than that. My plan for today is to kind of do some sanding with 180 grit sandpaper to kind of scuff up the floor here, and then do the first layer of paint because I really want to get the fireplace on here soon. I poured up some paint. This is paint made for tile, not necessarily actually meant for floor, but I figured I'll try it. Eventually we might replace this with something else, but since we want to get this done fairly quickly, I do want to just kind of try a quick fix. So if it doesn't turn out well, that's okay. I'm going to do one coat now and one later today, hopefully, if it's not too late, if not tomorrow. So I have these old gold decorative kind of framing pieces that goes on the floor. I bought a silver one. I thought it was black, but it's not. But I do have black spray paint. But I figured I'm going to try and saw this up. I only have 3 pieces of the gold because the back one was a wood one. And then there was the brass plate thing. But I'm going to make 2 of these, which will be the front and the back, and then I'll measure upstairs to see how long kind of the side pieces are going to be, because it's not completely square. So I'm going to try and use my chop saw for this, but we'll see how that goes with this metal.
So this is where it all went sideways. I tried so many things for these metal trim pieces. Here you can see me using the track saw, which just exploded the metal because the saw blade is not meant to be used for this, and I kind of knew that, but I tried it anyway. I tried an angle grinder, and here you can see me using a manual metal saw, which is ultimately the method that I chose to use, but not without trying other things first. I ended up spray painting the old gold trim pieces as well as the screws, but realized shortly after installing them that that was not going to work. As you can see here in the video, the paint has chipped almost immediately and is just falling apart. Because of my failed sawing attempts, I did not have enough of the new trim, so I had to buy more. But eventually I did end up sawing them by hand, and it all turned out okay. I spray painted them, and hopefully they will hold up.
It's time to do the most nerve-wracking thing in this whole project. I need to cut the exhaust pipe for the chimney. The pipe that kind of comes out of the fireplace and then goes into the chimney. In theory, using the angle grinder will cut it fine, but I've only ever used this like once, and that was on the copper pipe, so I'm finding this a little bit scary, but I'm gonna try, see how I feel about it. If it's too scary, I might call in some parents. But I bought a face shield and I have some gloves, wearing a long sleeve. I don't know how many sparks are gonna come off of this, but we'll see. I'm very nervous. Wish me luck. It's cutting fine. I'm just worried about the sparks that I'm getting. I just realized that all of my targeting parts was without my head, but that's okay. As you can see in the video, I was getting a lot of sparks towards my crotch. It wasn't painful, but I could kind of feel it. I have an apron that I'm going to put on. And I'm also going to see if I can stand a little bit more sideways so it doesn't land on me, but we'll have to see how it goes. Normally you would have like a leather apron or something like that to for safety, but I don't have that. It's going well. It's not a very straight line, but I think we can work with it. It definitely feels the same as if you're shooting fireworks and you get some of that fireworks spark on you. That's what it feels like on my feet. I probably should be wearing shoes, but it feels like that. It's working. So I'm gonna rotate and continue. And if it is, if it's not obvious, I need a workbench. We've bought some wooden stuff for it, so I can build one, but I just haven't had time yet. There she is. I hope it fits. I think that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. This piece is going down into the chimney or into the fireplace, so it won't be visible. I'm happy with that.
Before revealing the results, I thought I'd give you another look at what we started with. The old fireplace with the brown tile, the gold trim, copper pipe, brass plate, and the gray mortar. The chimney sweep approved the installation on December 1st, and here she is. We're so happy with the more simple look. We've been using it every day since the approval. It's even more useful now that we're experiencing some extreme cold weather here with a low of minus 18 degrees. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.